What's up, guys? Welcome to IveyHeads, a sketch show, episode 20. 20! So, I'm gonna make this short and sweet because I have something special prepared for you, and I really hope that you guys like it. Yeah. Enjoy the show.
COVID-19 shut the whole world down. Serious stuff but can't stop me from being a clown. Spent my quarantine making a video or two. Got obsessed with all of them clicks and views, and I was scrolling through, minding my own business, when I came across the most beautiful comment. When I read it with my eyes that both shed a tear, it read Tara Lee Kavanaugh, big got me hit over here.
And now you're watching the IveyHeads sketch show. Did you ask for it? No, but I just can't let this come and go. So here's a whole show with IveyHead material. And now you're watching the IveyHeads sketch show. Did you ask for it? No, but I just can't let this come and go. So here's a whole show with IveyHead material.
Sup, guys? We're in it. So let's start with episode 11. Episode 11. Got a green screen in episode 11, and my whole life changed, okay? By the way, I got a green screen, so I'm using it. Watch this. That my sister had given me to throw up on the wall, and it was just a small amount of space, so a lot of the shots are cramped. And then my sister went on my Amazon wish list for my birthday and bought me a bigger green screen. And then later, my sister cleaned out some of her stuff and found an old green screen of hers and gave it to me. So if you like any of the videos from episode 11 to episode 20, you can thank my sister, because otherwise I would probably still be working with paper, guess. Yeah. So the first sketch I did with the green screen was Partners in Air. It was a lot of fun to film. I like this idea of two characters that are in a relationship having a normal everyday argument you might have in a car, but having it to the extreme. So that's why I put them in an airplane. I don't know. Fun fact, short budget. I don't know if you guys knew that. You probably did. So our pilot uniforms was just us in white shirts, but then we colored in black and yellow. I don't know what you even call them. I had to look up a pilot's uniform because I didn't even know offhand, but I was like, oh, let's just put a couple of things on our shirts and call it a day. And it actually ended up not looking too shabby. So I'm a fan. Also, while writing the script, I was thinking about, things that also happen on an airplane that could be relatable. And one of them was that you never understand what the captain is saying. Like, why does he need to speak? You can hear the stewardess so clearly when they're telling you instructions, but then when the captain comes on, it's like, rah, rah, rah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard flight 257.
Never understand what you're saying.
Never. So I thought to myself, they could speak another language and I wouldn't even know. And so I came up with Pig Latin, but I actually never got into Pig Latin as a kid, so I had to Google how to say certain things in Pig Latin so I can make the script right. Research. One of the other sketches from episode 11 is Cha-Cha from Vicertal. I love this sketch, and I did not expect it to turn out that well because I actually wrote it on Thursday. When IveyHeads comes out. So every Thursday we go over to my friend Tina's house to watch IveyHeads. Sometimes I'm behind. So we went there, I wrote the sketch, then I was like, I need the green screen to film the sketch. So I took the car back home, filmed it, edited it, and then went back to my friend Tina's to upload it. Sometimes things get hectic. So a few months back when I was living in New York City, right on 5th Avenue where I worked, there was a Timberland store, and we went in there one time and it was like covered in like fake trees. And I was like, what is happening in the store? What does this have to do with boots? What? I go to the back of the store and I find this thing about how they have vowed to plant 50 million trees in like 5 years or something like that. I'm not willing to fact check it again. But I thought to myself, how weird that we leave the environment up to a shoe company. What are we doing? So here I am a few months later creating this character of Cha-Cha from Vicertal, and I thought how funny of her to call that out, what I thought months back. I don't know. It's a callback, maybe, from a thought joke. This is weird.
But you are replanting trees, though. That's good. Oh, you aren't. No. Timberland, a shoe company? 50 million trees in 5 years. I mean, that's nice, but the fate of your world rests in a shoe company.
So because I filmed it by myself, I kind of had freedom to experiment without Rachel judging me. Not that she does a lot, but sometimes I get paranoid. So because she wasn't here to watch me, I got to spend 20 minutes trying to put a roll of socks into my hair to make her hair a little different, because I was like, she's an alien, she can't exactly look like me. How do I take this to the extreme? So that is actually a roll of Darth Maul socks that I bought from Five Below. Shout out to Five Below for providing most of the props for these sketches.
No, this is my real hair.
No, it's not. It's really just a roll of socks. So, sorry. You're wearing the roll of socks.
I will
right
make
now,
it so
actually.
you're so busy this week that you will be forced to film only on Thursday at the very last minute.
We actually are literally recording this the day of. So, it's actually Thursday right now.
Really?
So,
Episode 12.
So episode 12. This is where I did the sketch with Minas called The Haunted Interview Part 2. Part 1 was done with Ray Reyes, so thank you to both of you. In the first part of Haunted Interview, Miss Stone had an interview with her dream job, so I thought, what's the next step? Thankfully, I have a really good friend, Andrew Ramos, that helps me brainstorm sketches, and he said, why don't you try to get her to have an interview, like, way far away? So I went with my friend Minas Fakrajian because he is actually Armenian. But because I wanted him to use his accent, I didn't want to just, I don't know, look like I was picking fun at it, because accents aren't funny. If somebody knows a different language, they're like way cooler than you automatically. So for this sketch, I actually looked up Armenian architecture and lucked out big time. I did not realize how far advanced and cool Armenian architecture was. That was completely by accident, but ended up having a lot of really cool things for her to be able to bring up in an interview and sound like she knew what she was talking about. But really, it was just me researching Armenian architecture for 2 hours before I wrote the sketch. Yay! After editing the sketch, there's a part where the ghost comes behind Minas, and it is awful looking. Like, I really tried, guys. I did a lot of things. I looked into like different programs that I could get for free, and I really couldn't figure it out, so I just ended up putting her there, and it looked awful. And that is the time that I started to go, I should look into different editing programs, because I'm starting to create sketches that I can't actually do myself, and I don't like that. But even with the mistake, I do still feel like it was a super funny sketch, and that is 100% because of my friend Minas Fakrajian. He really brought it. I don't find it funny. I mean, the viewers, they seem to find it funny, so please stop. No, I probably won't. Oh God, I probably won't. All right, episode 13. IveyHeads, episode 13. This is where I super duper nerded out. So Detective J versus Mockingjay was actually inspired by 48 Hours. Rachel had it playing all day in the house while I was trying to think of a sketch. And so I just looked at the TV screen and was like, all right, what can I do with this? Like, how can I twist this? And then I don't know really how Hunger Games came into it. I probably just looked at Rachel, because if you know anything about Rachel, she is obsessed with that series. So originally I was gonna be Katniss. However, Detective J had too many lines. Like, Rachel's favorite 2 questions to ask me before we film a sketch is, how many lines do I have? And how many times do I have to change? She gets really super excited whenever I say, oh no, what you're wearing is fine. Like, that's her dream sketch. She loves it. Episode 13 also brought me a very beautiful gift, and that was Droid Wars. If you go back and rewatch the sketch, you'll see that one of the characters, Brax, is wearing glasses that are gray. So those are not gray. Those are green. They're the same glasses that I used for Crumb. And I was like, oh, his character is kind of bland. Let me pop him up with these green glasses. And then put him in front of a green screen. Stupid. The amount of times that I mess up wearing blue or green in front of the screen is, I don't want to talk about it. Also, a really fun fact in that sketch, I don't know if you guys caught it, but the characters are Mira, Brax, Kudo, and then the one that's correct is Susan. Okay, so you do agree with me? Oh, absolutely. So they got rid of the R2-D2 design? Don't tell her. Episode 14. Episode 14 took some commitment, because there was a song that was called I Straightens My Hair. And then I actually had to straighten my hair for the song. Ugh. Heaven's Gate was also in episode 14. This one came from the idea of, like, I remember as a little kid pulling the mattress tag off of the mattress and freaking out. And so that's kind of what inspired this sketch, was this idea of somebody going to heaven and they've done everything else right, but they pulled the mattress tag off the mattress. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, originally, my character was definitely gonna go to hell. And so as I was writing it, I just started to feel so bad for her, and I was like, I gotta make this right. She can't go to hell. So she ended up being saved. She did not go to hell, she went to heaven. Thank the Lord. Don't do that. Don't. Get out of here. Packer Picture Day. Say that 5 times fast. So this one was heavily funded by my friend Tina, and by funded I mean she gave me her cheese head. She's a huge Packers fan, and she laughed so hard at the line where I go, Kinsey, just get that off my face. I'm a Packers fan, not a Chicago Bears fan. I made that line because on Snapchat you have different filters, and when I saw the bear filter, I said, oh, I know about the Chicago Bears, that'll work. Boom, done. What I didn't know was like the Chicago Bears and the Packers are like mortal enemies, and that she laughed so hard. I was like, I didn't even mean for that to be that funny. So don't give me too much credit on that joke. It was accidentally funny. Oops. Hey, where's my cheese head? Oh no, we returned it to Tina after the sketch, so we don't have it. It's not like something we own. We gave it back. Hey, my daughter, Kinsey, get my cheese head for me. No, that's not your daughter. That's Rachel. She played your daughter. Is anything real? I mean, I'm real, but I made you up. Like, I didn't even give you a name. I think when I was writing the script, I just called you Dad. So that hurt like a bar that doesn't sell cheese curds. Episode 15. I think even on the flyer for this one, I was super psyched that Audrey Hepburn was coming back. This was the 3rd time that I brought her back. It is one of my favorite characters to play. That's me. Yeah. Hey, since you're here, it's episode 20, Audrey. How about you go ahead and you tell them your real name? No, never. What are you, FBI? CIA? No, we're not the FBI. No. I know things. One time, Sam drank 13 Dos Equis and pissed in a hotel tent. That's enough. Don't do that. That's not a story we're gonna do. Episode 15 also featured the Darth Maul song. I'm gonna be honest, anything with Star Wars in it, I love. It's dope. There's a part in that song where I say,
Better than Walmart prices cut in half.
and I'm super proud of that lyric, because he got cut in half, but then also Walmart prices, they're like, cut them down. Also, when I recorded the song and when I recorded the video, I want y'all to know I 1000% had allergies. And maybe if you go back and listen to it, you can kind of hear the difference, but thank God for auto-tune and filters. I don't know what you call it but thank you, because it sounded awful.
Shout out to Darth Maul and someone called Shaq. Gotta get some icy hot. My boy carried episode 1 on his back.
The server interview, that was a lot of fun. I actually got that idea from a friend at work that was like, why don't you do more restaurant sketches? Like, you hear it all the time. And I was like, you're right, I should, because it's like constant inspiration, 40 hours a week. Yeah. So this sketch was just the beginning of a few more restaurant sketches throughout our time together.
And then I'll see that my expo's in the weeds.
Why is a marker in the grass?
Marker in the grass, like expo. You guys get it, it's just funny. Episode 16! Homo sapien conversion therapy is the best title I've ever come up with for any sketch I've ever written. Fun fact for you guys, I had to record that sketch twice because I cut off my head the first time when we filmed it and Rachel was real mad. So, hello? Oh.
Sam, get it together.
Oops. Episode 17, Brookhaven Hills HOA. Say that right? I think. Now, originally when I started writing it, I was like, where did the poop come from that was in her yard? And originally it was going to be like her disobedient son that was doing it, and then she would be all embarrassed. But the more I wrote it, like the meaner this woman got.
So just a heads up, I'm starting to write a new CC&R, a new rule for our neighborhood. No more dogs in the house, no dogs. If you have a dog, we'll be building a barn for you to store them in.
And I was like, she's mean. She's gonna be the one doing it. Also, I don't know how many of y'all caught the shout out to Bob's Brews from episode 10 in that video.
Bob down the street worked very hard to put those in. Although we all know he only did it so we'd all forget about his little Facebook Live incident.
It also featured the song I'm Sorry for What I Said when I was in the weeds. I know that I'm kind of wearing a costume here, but it's really not a character. It's just me. Yeah, same Sam, just a little angrier. I'm late for work. I'm sorry, dude. If any of y'all would like to check out my Patreon, help that girl out. Gotta go to work. Ugh. Foul smell enhancement spray. To be honest, I just looked at a can of Glade and thought, what's the opposite? And why would you want that? I do have to apologize though, that sketch got kind of dark.
3 days ago, I snapped and killed my husband. Then my cats knocked over my bottle of foul smell enhancement spray. At first I said, oh no, because now my neighbors could smell the decay. But when investigated, because of the smell, they ruled that he had been dead for 5 days instead of 3. 5 days ago, I was out of town. Thank you, foul smell enhancement spray. Now I've got an alibi.
To do that character, I tried so hard not to blink because I really wanted her to be as creepy as possible, but I still blinked. But I want y'all to know that I shot that scene at least 5 or 6 times, trying my hardest not to blink. And finally I was like, it ain't gonna work. I gotta just blink at least once, but I'll try not to blink as much as a normal person would. So hopefully you still got that creepy effect from her because that's what I was going for. She freaks me out. Tried again, didn't work out. She scares me. Episode 18, I brought Dave back. Dave, that is one of my favorite characters to play. And also, I think I've said it before, but that character is loosely based off my brother. Hey, I also told my brother personally that Dave is inspired by him. So if you do check out my brother's Instagram, you have to check out a video he did of himself mimicking Dave, which I think is just absolutely hilarious. Just the idea of me being like, hey, this guy's inspired by you. And he was like, I'm gonna go be that guy. It's like, you already are. But the video is absolutely hilarious. I've watched it like 5 or 6 times. I absolutely love it. And my brother's pretty funny, so check it out. I like your video, dude. Interview with my cat. I'm gonna call myself out. I don't know if any of y'all caught it, but at the beginning of the video, the cat that I was playing had an accent. Like he had kind of like this slow, long out drawl to him. And by the end of the video, nothing. He's talking exactly like the other character. Yeah, my bad. We messed up. Episode 19. Now this is the episode I've been wanting to talk about this whole time. I don't think any of y'all realize how close I was to not having an episode 19, okay? So it turns out for episode 19, I only had the nighttime of Wednesday and the daytime of Thursday to get all of it done, which I usually get done in a week. What I find interesting though is a lot of people commented on that episode and was like, this is the best episode yet. And I was like, how though? How? All right, in my head. So I luckily had a friend that knew I was behind. They called me up and they said, hey, listen, I don't know if you want to use this or not, but why don't you go into your head and do a scene about like what happens in your head and how you think things out. And I was like, yeah, I like that. However, writing that sketch was super hard because I literally could not think of different parts of my brain other than comedy. It's just such a huge part. It was really difficult. That's why you have a character called just Numbers. Like, what? The only thing I was sure of when writing this sketch was that there was going to be a lot of Kelly Clarkson references.
All you said before, like how much you wanted.
It's always thinking of her. I love her. Okay. That's right, going retro with it, because we're reflecting. This is usually where I would pitch Patreon to you, but really I'm going to take this minute to thank each and every one of my patrons for being a patron this whole time. Thank you. That goes for my sister, Tara Hauser, my friend Tina, my friend Stephanie Woodle, Coral and Carl, Grace, my dad and stepmom Taylor, and then most recently my brother DC. Thanks, man. Y'all want bonus content? It's there, man. All right. Now, I have some bad news. Maybe. It's good news for me. There will not be an episode 21 next week. I will be doing it the following week. However, if you are a Patreon subscriber, just know that 2 Lesbos and Counting will be coming your way. All right. Get out of here, man. I'm going to enjoy my week. All right.